What's up, guys? Welcome to Sunday Night Extreme Nerd Table, guys. Or if you've seen the post, Extreme Naked Table on accident, but none of my co-hosts noticed the damn misprint that I did. But here are my co-hosts, Anthony and
What's
Randall.
up?
Yeah,
Even
because
if I had noticed, I would have left it up because more people
yeah,
can watch a naked table.
yeah, it was funny because my boy Bronze Age Brian noticed and hit me up and goes, you put naked there, right? Oh, I looked, I'm like, oh crap.
Well, it's so
I should,
close to nerd.
yeah,
It's the geek version of the Full Monty. Yeah,
yeah,
that's what it
it's
is.
the yeah. So anybody seen Shang-Chi yet?
No, not
No,
yet.
yeah,
I'm going to
we'll
today.
go.
I just,
Yeah, we'll
yeah,
talk
couldn't
about
get
it a little later. But Shang-Chi, and there's going to be a Rick and Morty live action, it looks like. You know what I mean? I'm just going
I
over
saw
the
that.
topics right now. Yeah, and then it looks like Doc Brown's going to be playing Rick.
Rick.
I think it's interesting, but I thought Rick should have been played by Willem Dafoe would have been an interesting one too. But they still got multiverses, so they could bring different actors to
They can
play.
always get somebody else to play.
Yeah.
That's
Well, give us your hot take real quick, Jeff. What was your rating if you would have gave it a rating for Shang-Chi since we haven't seen it?
Right. I give it at least what's the rating, like 5 stars?
1 through 10.
1 through 10?
1 through 10.
I'll give it at least a 9.5.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's pretty high.
Yeah, 9.5.
So is this in your like top 5 Marvel films of all the 20 Marvel films that they've made?
I mean, it's a top at least like 5. It might be like 4 or 5.
Really?
But
4
it's good. I mean, it's good. It's good. It's not too bad. You know what I mean? I thought I was not gonna like it too much.
So it's definitely better than Black Widow.
Yeah, way better. Yeah, way better. But
Okay.
like certain things bothered me a little bit, but it's all right. Like the ring wise, but my brother said it makes a lot more sense that's on the wrist instead of on the fingers because it's, you know what I mean. A real guy, but you're gonna see a guy with 10 rings on the fingers. It looks a little funny. You know what I mean?
I mean, listen, Marvel makes the trends. They set the trends.
Yeah.
They could take anything that is awkward or weird, and
Right.
they would become popular. And like all the Marvel fans would start doing it on social media.
At least they didn't.
Start making videos.
At least they didn't make 10 cock rings. That would have been embarrassing.
Yeah. But the big thing was what was it?
You'll find those in Wakanda.
That's a hot take from all of. Yeah. But the 10 rings weren't like
one ring for every inch.
The 10 rings weren't too bad. The 10 rings, the explanations for the 10 rings, there was no explanation actually. You didn't know where they came from because there's an after credit scene that they say they actually don't know where those rings came from.
Is there how many post credit scenes are there? 1, 2. Does one have to do with something coming in the Marvel universe? Just say yes.
The first one, yes, but actually they both have to actually because
TV shows or movies?
Movies.
And do they show any other Marvel characters that we already know?
Yep.
Yes, no. Cool.
Yep.
Are they male or female?
2 males, 1 female.
Oh, so that sounds like
no. 2 females, 3 males if you count Shang-Chi and the other
Sounds like a party.
Sounds like an orgy.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom, take a big shit, maybe go to the concession stand a few times, and then just show up to watch the post credits.
I mean, it's honestly, it's not a bad. Honestly, Anthony, I think you can sit through it. It's not bad.
It's not the Last Airbender.
No, for sure, it's not. It's
so
not.
I hear like 2 hours, 12 minutes. So the beginning is really good.
Right. You saw the beginning, and that's all you saw.
No. What I'm saying is, I from some of the critics, they said like the beginning was really, really good, and then it was like the middle and the end kind of like lacked. Like they said there were still good parts, but it didn't keep up with the momentum as the first the first third of the movie.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I agree a little bit, but I mean, honestly, I thought it was gonna be a lot worse. You know what I mean? For what it was, I honestly thought this thing was gonna be a lot worse than what it was.
It's a good way to, when you're walking up
it's
and pay your money. Boy,
Yeah.
I'd like 2 tickets for this, and I think it's gonna suck. But here's my money.
Well, yeah, the main reason I wanted to do it was because all of us were gonna go watch it anyway. So
Right.
I might as well go see it
yeah.
anyways. And then I watched it.
So-
I watched it twice. I watched it twice. I watched it once in the theater and once, you know.
Yeah. So
Just-
No, what
basically-
do you mean?
So,
Bootleg.
so basically,
What?
it's better than Black Widow. It's
Yeah.
better than Black Widow, but unfortunately, it's made less money than the Black Widow movie so far for opening
Well,
weekend. Like
Yeah,
comparing
well,
the two films.
it's a Labor Day weekend, so we still got to count on Monday. We still got to count Mondays, Monday
Sure.
too. So don't hold. You know what I mean? Don't be too doubtful about it. But
Oh
I
yeah,
think
but
it could.
I'm just saying if you count Thursday,
Yeah,
Friday,
but
Saturday,
think
Sunday.
about it. Scarlett Johansson was in that damn thing. You had
Right.
more known people, but if you were saying if it won't open in China at all because of certain restrictions, that this movie won't open in China at all, and then they got all Chinese actors that are actually over there that are actually big actors like Scarlett and them. So like the guy that's playing the Mandarin, every movie that he's been in over there has been a blockbuster type movie, and then some indies.
Oh yeah, no.
But
I
most,
have a buddy of mine who's big into like Asian
Yeah.
films.
I
And,
hear-
um,
I hear he's the best
he
part
would
of the
he would
movie.
name drop
Yeah, pretty much.
all the time.
He's all right. Aquafina's okay. Like they're like where the parts that they need her for, it's pretty much she's actually decent. Simu is
She's
actually
just there for the
okay.
comedy.
Yeah, but Simu's okay. The sister's a little eh.
Okay.
Yeah, but because
No, I mean
if she could have
I'm looking forward to seeing it. It just drives me nuts, like the way they
Mhm.
pronounce his name. It's like
yeah,
it's
because
almost like a
if you
time.
it's actually
Hmm.
Anthony, be prepared. You're gonna in the beginning you're gonna have to read a little bit of subtitles.
I know how to read.
No, I know that. I'm just saying, but be prepared. You're gonna think you're in a different movie when because that's what happened to me. Because I sat down. I'm like, crap. I go Anthony, and everybody else is gonna be like, are we?
Oh, it's all good. I like subtitle stuff.
Okay. So yeah, so the beginning is gonna feel a little subtitly, like a indie type,
Well,
martial
I'm
art
not gonna
movie.
see. I'm not gonna see it till it comes on my TV, so I don't
Okay.
really care.
I'm just letting you know. Just be when
I'm
when
gonna
you
be
sit
like-
down.
I'm gonna be like Daryl with him in the Suicide Squad or every other
No.
movie.
Right.
When it's on Disney Plus, then I'll be able to pause to watch the subtitles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm
Which
just
Black Widow apparently is going to be on Disney Plus in October. So like
Good.
next
Yeah.
month, it's already on there.
yeah, I'm just giving you guys a heads up. If any of you guys go watch that movie, it's gonna be in the beginning, and you're gonna have to read some subtitles.
All right.
If you don't speak Mandarin, you're gonna have to read some subtitles. Yeah, but it's not, like I said, it's not as horrible as I thought, because I was gonna give it a way lower grade than I gave it, like a 9.5. Because honestly, it's a decent movie. You know what I mean?
I would love there to be a deleted scene of basically Kevin Feige all dressed up in the Chinese clothing, and you see him and he's the one that's building the 10 rings. Like, I mean, there you go. There's your origin. There's your origin.
No,
of the
no,
10 rings.
yeah,
It's
but
like,
the big thing is but the big origin is they can bring what if you guys know the comics, Fing Fang Foom is the thing that that comes with those rings. You know what I mean?
Spoiler.
Spoiler, my bad, guys. Spoiler. If you guys ever read the comic,
Whoa, what a spoiler you just threw at us.
no,
None of you.
he's not even in it.
All right.
So there you have it, Anthony. We now know that those rings are from Fing Fang Foom's
Yeah, but
comic.
in the
It's
comics,
his comic.
pretty much in the comics, it's pretty much the given that's where it's
And
the
do
race that gave
Do
it
they
to him.
call? Do they call
he's
him
like flopping them off, and he's like Fing Fang
in the movie?
Fing
In the
Fang,
movie, do
Foom.
they call him by name the Mandarin in the movie?
Yeah.
How do-
Well, they say that the way they bring it up is your name what is it? Your name brings you respect. Da 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 da. But freaking because he's actually in. Well, should it? Yeah, it's not really a big scene, anyways. But the whole scene of how the name came to be and how all that other crap was because he's sitting there with Aquafina's character, and then asking Aquafina what her Asian name is.
do
You know what I
they
mean? Yeah.
do they mention the fake Mandarin from Iron Man 3 at all? They
Mhm.
do, really? Oh, okay. That's
He's
cool.
in. He's actually in it. So, spoiler.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he's actually in it.
Well,
Wow.
I
Yeah.
figured he'd be in it. The only reason I figured he'd be in it is because Disney Plus recently added the one shot involving Ben Kingsley as the main
Not only that, but he actually and he actually showed up on the red carpet. So that gave it away. He showed up on the red carpet on the Shang-Chi movie.
Wow.
But honest, the way the Cantonese, the Mandarin way to say it, his name is Shang-Chi. It's Shang-Chi. It's actually because I already know somebody that the person that created it had to have went down to Chinatown and heard somebody say next because that the word means next time. If you actually that word actually means next time, ha chi, because no Shang-Chi it means it means previously. That's what it means. Previously.
I think whoever saw it just was using a play on the words from Shangri-La. I think they used that.
Or Shanghai.
Yeah, Shanghai.
And I'm just saying, there either had to have been he went walking to Chinatown, walking through. It was in New York originally, Marvel. So he could have walked through Chinatown and heard somebody say it and thought he liked it.
The funniest part about all of this, from my point of view,
is people trying to say it different ways. Yeah.
Right. But it's like, yes, this is a Chinese superhero, but this is also
a Chinese American superhero. So
yeah, it made in America, made in American comics, and made by Americans.
Right, but the ones that will relate to this, I'm trying to say the ones that will relate to the character is Asian American kids will relate to the character more than
I get that, but what I also think the issue is that I think for the longest time he's always been known as Shang-Chi, and it wasn't until the movie got made where they tried to get politically correct and they tried to make they try to cater to Chinese
everybody.
people, China. They try to cater to them and
Joe, I would be trying to do that too, man, because that's the biggest market right now. That's the biggest movie market right now.
But you just said they're not doing that movie in China, though, right? Like
because there's certain things that are preventing them from doing it. Is because what is
China
it?
Has restrictions.
Because showing them as showing the character as a terrorist. That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a big one right there. Is because the terrorist
China
part
is
of it.
Notorious now. China is notorious now for controlling media.
Oh,
so they're very strict.
There's actually a couple of restrictions. I thought it was kind of funny that I heard from them that kids under 18 cannot video game on weekdays, and if they get caught, I guess they get fined or whatever it is. But they're only allowed 3 hours or 4 hours of gaming on weekends, and that's a law pretty much. And then there's a couple of other ones that are kind of really stupid too on there. I thought it was kind of funny.
Can I ask a stupid question? Shanghai is spelled the same way, Shang.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that the only way you pronounce it? Shanghai.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So what's wrong with saying Shang-Chi? It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. It's just white people thinking Asian people are going to get offended, or Asian Americans thinking Asians are going to get offended. It's stupid stuff like that, man. It's like it's the same thing. It's just white. It's just they'll say, oh, it's just white people trying to say it, or it's just Guaylo's trying to be.
It's not even. This is just Hollywood's way of affecting comic book character.
Pretty much.
Just Hollywood's just going to be politically correct.
Yeah. So let's.
There's nothing.
Yeah. Since we're talking about hot topics, let's hop on to the hot topic of Action Labs not paying their writers, not paying their artists, and not paying their freaking printer. Dude, not paying your printer, the guy that prints your damn comics, the hard copy comics. That's the worst one.
That sounds a bit crazy.
It's not, because it's because
you can't continue to do business if you don't pay.
Right, but they're not paying their bills. There's actually people that came out and say they're not paying their bills.
They're going to go out of business in the next month. Then, so
yeah.
Yeah, I mean the printers. The thing is that you pay for services. Now you can probably get a credit and say, "Hey, I don't have the money now, but can you go ahead and print?"
But I got a question for both of you, actually. But the big question is for Anthony. Okay, Anthony, if they come, like, let's just say a company comes to you and says, "We'll take care of distribution of any of your characters, the whole damn line," but you're still Mercury, whatever Mercury Comics, but under a certain, a subsidiary, but you're still Wild Mercury, but these guys are going to distribute your stuff, gonna pretty much distribute, pretty much do the legwork of what you're doing now, like Indiegogos and stuff like that.
Would I do it?
Would you?
Yeah, as long as anybody that would say distribute my book,
right,
print my book,
right,
advertise my book, that's the only kind of deal I would work in. But what would have to happen is it would have to be a truly independent deal in that I retain all the rights.
Right, you retain the rights. It's just the issue is
all editorial decisions.
Okay.
Would not be taken away from me in any way, shape, or form. Image is like that to a certain degree.
Right.
But you have to put in like 3 or 4 books in the works, and you do have to like pay to play a little bit to get in those diamond books.
Right.
You gotta you gotta cough up some money, or they advance you. So I mean, yeah, indie market, unless you're doing it, unless you're doing it yourself right now.
Mm-hmm.
And when I mean doing it yourself, I mean
actually doing it yourself,
either Indiegogo or Kickstarter. If you're not doing it that way, I even think if you're on like our buddy, like David's company, Scout,
right,
they're not going to let you have full reign on your creative. They're still going to give some they're going to make some editorial decisions, marketing decisions, and everything else. The only company that I would sign with at this point in my life is if you gave me complete creative freedom and you pay for whatever, and then you take it from the top before I make a dime.
Right.
Would I rather my creations get in front of 20,000 people instead of 3,000 or 4,000? Yes, but it comes with a price. Just like if you're in an indie band,
right?
If you're grassroots and truly indie, you're selling it yourself,
right?
If you're signed to a label now, you're there just for distribution and distribution only. Right. The only reason to get with a company, if you're an independent creator, is because you want solicitations in Diamond or Previews magazine or whatever it's called. That's what you want. You want Randall, who orders books for as a retail organization. You want him to be able to see what you're soliciting in November and December right now. And that's the reason for it. But other than that, fuck it. I don't think it's a business model anymore. And to go along your lines of what we were talking about with Action Labs, you said that the guy who does Zombie Tramp.
Right. It's actually staying because he actually came out in
the he's staying with them or vouching for them or whatever he's doing. And my answer to that is, he's probably invested in the company.
Right.
He's probably one of the corporate guys in the company.
Because I remembered whenever Action Labs came out the first time, whenever I heard of them was Zombie Tramp.
Right. And that's pretty much, to be honest with you, I'm looking online at all their titles, and boy, oh boy, they print a lot of books, but
right.
I've only heard of Zombie Tramp out of all these books.
Right. Zombie Tramp.
I think I've heard of Black Betty, and that's about it.
Right.
Yeah. All these other books I've never heard of.
Right.
And maybe that's the reason. Maybe they're really not doing a good job because
they're supposed to be, because a lot of these guys are indie type books.
Right.
That, like a couple of them got kickstarted already, but
right.
But they took over the distribution part and all this other part. Like, they're making money, but they're not distributing to the people that need it, that are supposed to be having it, like the writer, the artist, and everything else. Well, and then they said they were going to advertise for them, and then they didn't. Oh, they were asking about what was it? There was one article that said that one of the writers was asking about a trade that came out, like his trade that came out of his book, that he needed it or something, or I forgot what the damn thing was, but they're putting out a tweet like freaking 3 months ago, like saying it's a new tweet.
And as I said, looking at their stuff, like I only know one title. So.
We all only know one title from it. I only know Zombie Tramp, and then there's another vampire one that they used to do that I read. Like it was almost like a Buffy type title, and then it was interesting. But I dropped it after like a couple of issues, and because they kept on going.
Well, it goes to show you.
No,
go ahead.
Go ahead, Randall.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, I also think that part of the reason I think Zombie Tramp, as popular as it is, they do like so many covers of that book. You know? So that's why it's another reason why maybe his book also sells better, is because of the covers.
Right.
But it's also the character and content. So I don't know if all the other Action Lab books are. I mean,
there's some of them are. There's some adult oriented stuff on there. There's some like Perillo, like he did a Perillo cover. You know what I mean? It's like this. You know what I mean? It's like It's just like freaking Dynamite, where they come out with C through H. You know what I mean? A B C D E F G H I J K, and then when they run out of letters, they put double A. It's a double A cover or a double O cover. You know what I mean? It's like they'll put extra letters on it and then say, "No, this is a certain cover." You know? So, but I mean, they're doing covers. They're doing multiple covers, but are they paying everybody that needs to be paid for what they're doing? You know what I mean? It's like, why you don't pay a printer?
Oh man, you know what? I got a brilliant idea.
What's that?
So many people are only buying covers, right? Like they don't even really so much as
just
care
print,
about
just print the cover.
So the brilliant idea that I just had was make two versions, right? Make two versions of a comic book. One with the full amount of pages, and then you make another one with half the pages, right?
Half the pages.
And so
I would just print a print. I would just print a print of the cover.
Hear me out. No, because it's still in the comic book format. It's still in the comic book format. There's still interior art. You're just not getting the full comic. Now, why would I do that? Because you're cutting the cost on the amount of paper, right? Mm-hmm. And so that means it's cheaper to print, okay? And then the other thing is, because it's cheaper to print, guess what? The half a copy, I'm now
but my big thing is, you're not paying the whole problem is they're not paying their printer, man. It's like printing. How are you going to get books out to people?
I'm talking about the general idea of the whole speculation and
right. Okay, Anthony got a hot take. What's your hot take, Anthony?
Proving my point of everything I've been saying. All you knuckleheads, you assholes, you mother effers watching. in replay and live, all you care about is the goddamn covers. I don't know who said it. I think Jeff said it. Randall may have said it, but you're like, why even publish comics? Why don't you just put a print out? All you people that think that way, you suck.
No, okay? I'm just my thing is, if you're not gonna read the comic
you
and then
suck.
And then Randall's saying print a half of a comic. Might as well not print the comic. Might as well just print the cover of it.
If we all love comic books, and I think the three of us do,
yeah.
My hot take is let's get off this subject because it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The fact, I will tell you why Action Labs can't pay their printer, or their artist, or anything else, because the three of us are in comic shops, at conventions, and devote all our time talking and watching videos and stuff about comic books.
And I really only know one.
Action Labs, I wasn't even aware of the name of the company.
Right.
And B, the only book I know is Zombie Tramp.
Right.
So they have I looked at their website, they have like 50 titles and I only know one. So here's why they can't pay anything. They're not doing their fucking job.
Right.
Marketing online, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah, they're not. That's the whole problem with the what was it? The creators were saying they're not marketing the right way. They're not doing it the right way. They're not using Twitter. They're not using all of them.
So they're done. So bye-bye Action Labs, because a month from now, Zombie Tramp will just be published by Action Labs, which is probably the dude anyway. He'll absorb it. Yeah. They'll keep the Action Labs, just like I have Wild Mercury Comics on my books.
Right.
It doesn't matter whether I publish one comic or 28 comics or whatever. It's still my label, my insignia, my brand.
Right.
And that's it. And it's over. Action Labs. Bye-bye.
Right.
Nice knowing you, even though we didn't know you, and that's why you didn't make money. Right. It's all about money. We could all talk about how, like people like me who are really, really indie. Right. Yeah, I do it for the love of doing it. But if I couldn't, if I couldn't pay my print bill, you won't see Misty America #2, and you won't see another Oh My God series, and you won't see Venerella or Martian Law. It's not going to happen if I can't pay for it.
Right.
Right.
Or else I'll just make Xerox zines and pass them out to my family.
All right. I mean, that's
or I'll just draw prints and sell them.
Yeah. But that's the big thing is if you can't pay a printer for anything, you won't be making it. Your comic won't get out there. That's the big thing, and it's then you're gonna just tell them to go digital. That's not. Oh, and then
fuck Comixology, Amazon, whoever owns it this week.
Right.
Look, if you kids want to look at comics on your phone, great, but it's a tactile medium. You smell them, you lick them, you bend them, you put them in slabs, whatever you want to do with them. It's still a print medium.
Right.
It always was, and it should always be, even if it's only 12 pages, like Randall's suggesting. Whatever. Whatever. Just keep doing it.
Right.
Maybe, Jeff, remember that comic that you showed last week that I also bought? That Other Worlds or Outworlds or else.
That was print the other way.
That has a format of totally unique horizontal format.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time for comic books to stop. Maybe do different sizes. You know how manga is smaller. Maybe we just have to do like little trading card size comic books, and they're like remember the religious tracts, which, by the way, are the most read comic books in the history of the world, is those religious comics. Maybe we should do that size and just call it a day.
Or we live in such an ADD world now, right? We live in such an ADD world. I'm telling you, start taking those comics, start cutting them in half, and then charging half. So like a DC comic with, let's say, 27 pages, and you're paying $5 for it. Give me 13 pages. Give me 13 pages, and I'll pay $250 for it. I'll
take that. I'll take that bet, and I'll go better. print everything on newsprint again and charge $1.99, like I showed off the Alterna comics.
Yeah,
what is
Alterna.
with this? This glossy print doesn't really do anything. We got bags and boards now.
Yeah, it doesn't.
In the 60s and 70s, they didn't have bags and boards. That's why everything yellowed.
Yeah, but the glossy stuff doesn't last.
My theory is the reason they put it in this glossy is because this is the same paper. This is the same that they're printing out to put in the graphic novels.
No, I know, but what's fucked up is most manga is that cheap newsprint unglossed paper.
Yeah.
So there you go. I mean, I'm just saying.
Manga sells better. Manga sells better because one, it's affordable. It's black and
it's a whole story.
Same art style and consistency.
Yeah, it's like this thick, and it's a whole story. It's not half of a story, and then next then have to jump on the next week.
Filled with tons of dialogue either. Like
and
sometimes you're going through like 3-4 pages, and it's just action.
Right, and you guys, whoever said it, it's the most profound thing you said. Why don't comic companies just put out prints? You are so dead on the nose,
right,
with the comic culture, and even going to the cons, seeing these guys, do big shit. You tell a big shit. Hey, boo boo, here it is.
Yeah. Yeah, Steve.
And maybe some people need comics, Steve, and some people don't. The point is, though, if you love comic books, you want real comic books, and that's it.
Because the only reason I got into comics was because of my dyslexia, and then this thing is helping my dyslexia. You know what I mean? I want to read something every week. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for this, my dyslexia would be way worse than it is. You know what I mean? Because I would pick one up and I'm going, I really want to read this, and I'm actually sitting there and I'm actually struggling, but I'm actually reading it. You know what I mean? It's not like my mom honestly thought I wouldn't read it. I would only look at the pictures. You know what I mean? That's what my mom actually thought when I was a kid.
The more I think about it, the more I think I'm onto something. Like if I ever start my own comics and my own publishing line, I'm going for pages.
The problem is, Randall, I'll tell you the problem with that, though. The shorter you make the book, the more demand for frequency. And believe me, doing a 24-page book or a 48-page book doesn't matter. When you still have that monthly deadline, they still want content. For example, all my books are 24 pages. If I go more than 2 or 3 months before putting out a new issue, that's a problem because, it's not like it's not like a 24-page Batman that, yes, it is going monthly soon, but right now it's every 2 weeks. So, that story is continuing. Whereas, as another example, almost like in a manga format, say you go to Publix or a supermarket for those not in Florida, and you see the Archie digests, next to the L magazines or whatever that they still have. Those digests have complete stories in them. That's the only thing, Randall, that if you do a short book, you have to tell a complete story, like the old Marvel way with Stan Lee. The old Silver Age comics, they didn't have big arcs. They had maybe 2-issue arcs, maybe.
Yeah, but that's a big issue now that comics have is you can't pick up like how in the past where you could actually pick it up and actually read it and not need anything else.
The majority of comics that are made now, they are made to be 6 issues. They're supposed to be made into the graphic novel format because graphic novels sell more than single issues. But think about it though, right? So imagine I take the comic book format, and instead of telling the story in 22 pages, 23 pages, I do it in 12, 13 pages. If I do it
that'd be cool, but like Anthony was saying, it's gonna have to be consistent. It's gonna have to be, you know what I mean? You're gonna have to make a deadline every month. But a lot of people can't make the deadline, man. It's not all the, you know what I mean?
Also keep in mind too that if you're doing less pages, guess what? That actually helps the artist hit the deadline quicker. If I tell an artist, hey, you have a month to get me 14 pages, not 22, 23 pages, 13, 14 pages, you have a month to do it. They'll be like, I can do that shit.
Yeah, but
You know?
yeah, but
And
let's,
then
It's
you have
gonna
artists
cost
that are
you
being
more.
consistent.
but the problem is, Randall, artists
Yeah.
get paid by the page, so they don't want to only do 13 pages a month.
No.
You know what I'm
Let
saying?
me correct you. Sir. Let me correct you, Anthony. Artists don't want to draw comics. They want to draw covers. They want to draw covers. They want to do one cover,
Well,
and they want to do like
I
3,
mean,
4 covers.
hold on.
Paid a lot of money per cover.
Randall, get it right first. It's artists now in this day and age, the ones that are doing it now only want to do covers because they know covers are going to pay more.
Cover artists.
Cover artists.
Covers.
Right.
Sequential artists.
Right.
The real ones still out there do earn their money from getting pages on regular.
They don't want to do 13 pages. You know what I mean? They're not going to get paid as much if they do a whole 24-page book. You know what I mean? Or
but also,
13 pages is
take into consideration how many sequential artists out there that aren't even getting work right now. You know,
millions.
So if I can,
right.
Yeah. So if I can meet their demands for their page rate and say, listen, I'm not asking you to do the traditional old comic. I want you to do a smaller format, a shorter format. I want you to do this many pages. You know, I think the artist, it's all about work morale. Like when you put pressure on an artist and you give them a deadline and you say, hey, you need to have this done. I need these 23 pages done.
But my big thing is I'm curious about some cover artists if they can do a whole book. You know what I mean? Certain cover artists, if they can do a whole book. You don't think so?
You think Jenny Frison can do more than one page at a time? Do you think any of these cover artists?
No, I'm just curious. You know what I mean? I'm curious.
Most of them, like I said, hot take. Most of them are fucking tracers. They're these folks working in fine art, oil paintings, all that. Mark Brooks isn't doing a 32-page book for anybody,
right?
You know, Perilla, all these people there, and there's nothing against them. They sell their little shiny comic books, but I don't even call them comic books. You show me shit like that, like every YouTube video I see. You show me Perillo, you show me Frison, you show me any of this shit. I like this is like this to me. I don't care. I'd rather see fucking, I'd rather see anybody do a real cover as long as the freaking cover matches the inside of the book.
Right.
Kurt, it's all about the drapes and the carpet with me.
Right.
If you cannot draw sequential art, I don't even want to buy your book. The only reason I like J. Scott Campbell is because I was introduced to J. Scott Campbell when he used to do 32, 60-page, 48-page books. Now he's a cover artist. I know him from his sequential art. But if you're going to tell me that all these and here's a new term for him, everybody listening, so you can send me nasty messages. You guys are just pissant Picassos and low rent Rembrandt. Because you guys can't fucking draw more than one single pinup at a time, and people just sit. Do you think that Art Germ can draw a whole book? Fuck that shit.
Like I'm saying, I'm honestly curious if a damn cover art. I want to see a sequential artist go against a cover artist and see if they can actually do a whole book. It'd be kind of interesting to see.
It's apples and oranges.
Well, I understand. I understand that, but it'd be interesting to see.
Don't you even understand that these cover artists can't even do more than one panel at a time?
Mm.
All right, look at Art Germ, and I like Art Germ.
Right. I do too.
All his covers, and they're beautiful. They all look the same.
Yep.
It's the same camera angle, same size.
I know where it came from. I know where the style came from.
It's one fucking, and most of the time it's only got one person on it. So could you imagine if you said to Art Germ, or Stanley Lau, Art Germ, whatever his name is, you say, hey, here's a script of 24 pages. His head would blow up. Mm. What is he going to do? Mm. And by the way, he makes so much money doing those covers, he doesn't need to do it.
Right. And then, but my thing is, I liked Alex Ross because Alex Ross actually did a whole, he actually did pages in books. You know what I mean?
Well, Alex Ross is old school. He's still. Alex Ross was raised on Kirby.
Right.
Regardless of his style, he was raised on Kirby and Ditko and Buscema. Right. And that's the only, I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound old, but if you have no
idea who these guys are,
of who John Byrne or George Perez or Steranko or Ditko or Kirby is, you're not going to have any of that thread that binds sequential artists. If you don't know who Wally Wood is, you're not going to know what to do. But these guys and gals are artists who went to art school and they trace and draw people really pretty and females and guys and but they're not storytellers. There's a difference between drawing a cover and telling a story. That's it.
Randall, what you got? You got something in your hand.
It got me thinking, like, we were talking about pages and books, and it got me thinking, like, I am curious now how many pages are in an average comic book right now.
24 pages is in an average book, but DC has thicker books because they have like 8 or 12 pages of ads.
Yeah, that's he's actually Randall's actually counting pages, actually seeing how many pages are actually in one.
But don't count the advertisement; just count the pages.
Yeah, just count pages. Well, since these guys are counting pages, I actually picked this up, that Jim Lee Con book bag. So who's faster?
This new issue of Spawn is exactly like my book.
Okay.
All my books, other than one issue I've done, it's 20 pages of art with a wraparound cover. We call that a 24-page self cover. Okay. It's divided in 4. So this is 24 pages total, but only 20 pages of art. Now, there are DC comics. I have a brand new DC comic. I guarantee you this has more pages. I guarantee you it's 28 pages, but I also guarantee there's 4 pages of ads inside the book, whether it's for Titans or whatever.
You want me to tell you what I counted?
Yeah.
So there's 22 pages for the first story arc, and then they're doing backup stories, and it has 8 pages. So it's basically 30 pages of art. But you see, I don't give a shit.
Did you count the pages with the ads in it? Did you count the ads in the thing too? Did you count the ads too? Okay.
Yeah.
This new copy of Wonder Girl
has
actually 24 pages of what I call editorial, real art. And then it's got like 8 pages of ads inside.
Hey, Captain.
Young adult models, all kinds of crap. So, but the average book is 20 to 24 pages. Anything less than that is like an anthology size. That's like when you see anthology issues, you'll see 6-page, 5-page, 8-page, maybe 10-page.
But you know how I was mentioning, like, making a 13-page or 14-page comic?
Yeah.
They already make an 8-page comic backup connected to the 22 pages.
Right.
And so if you have 30 pages right there, you cut that in half, 15 pages right there.
Yeah, but like Anthony was saying, these guys get paid by page rates or get paid by pages they do. So they're only 13 pages. But are you gonna? My big thing. Are you gonna tell them, hey, 13?
I guarantee
the artist part is not the problem. You'll find artists.
How many pages a month? Okay.
Yeah, you'll find artists. There's gonna be like Anthony was saying. There's plenty of starving, artists that want to do it.
Understand when we talk about comic books and literature in general, not even comic books, it should be about the quality and not the quantity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are some.
I think you have a better shot. I think you have a better shot of making quality with less pages.
I have two copies of Adventure Comics starring Supergirl from the early 1970s. Alex Toth is the artist, and he did 2 backup stories, just like those backup stories that are appearing in every DC book right now in the back of the book. Those 2 stories, they're only 5 pages each, and they spread them out over 2 months. To me, now, of course, the book was only 15 or 20 cents when it came out, but those 10 pages to me are better than a whole 64-page graphic novel just because of the art and the storytelling that went in them. It doesn't matter how long the story is or how short the story is. It's the vision behind it. Mm-hmm. And yes, backup stories are very fun and all that. But again, I just think we're beating a dead horse with the conversation, because the thing is, you could have a 10-page story that's really good, and you could also have a 48-page story that's really good. That's like saying, I don't like the Snyder Cut because it's 4 hours long.
Right.
It's still a great movie to tell a story. And then you could watch a short, an indie film that's a short, that's maybe 8 minutes long, and you could watch it and be like, I got everything I needed out of that. It's whatever the story dictates is the length of the comic book. But do not kid yourself. If you are a sequential artist and that's what you wanted to be growing up, no matter what your age is, you do get paid by the page. So doing a 10-page story a month isn't going to pay the bills. That's like where you might as well just get a real job then. So that's all.
Okay, then.
Well, I mean, what do you think is the page? Let me ask you what the page rate.
Rando, let's move to the next topic. We're beating this thing to bloody pulp, man. Let's move to the next topic.
Well, real quick.
What were you gonna? Yeah, real quick.
Brett Booth, when he was working at DC, and when he was getting paid $200 a page, and that's for Brett Booth. That's terrible. Okay, right. And that's not a rumor. He disclosed that. $200 a page on someone that's got a 30-year plus career. That's the state of comic books. We've talked about it before. Go independent, do your own books on Indiegogo or Kickstarter, or go broke. Okay? Because artists aren't making writer bucks. And I think we should get off topic and throw it back to Jeff.
Yeah, well, because we're beating this thing to blood, like Anthony was saying earlier.
We're beating page rate at this point. That's a different topic.
I'm just saying you can't make a living on $1,500 before taxes a month.
Yeah, and that's before. Yeah, and then that's from big guys. You know what I mean? It's from DC, and they're gonna have to pay all tax. From the federal taxes and all that other stuff. And then what are you going to be left with? $900.
And also, real quick, those artists that aren't under contract, which almost none of them are anymore.
Right.
They have no health insurance connected to their job. So
no, I mean, this is also why I also do commissions.
Yeah,
they open up a commission and they're charging fans like, hey, what do you want?
$300, $1,000, depending on the artist.
Frank Miller.
Exactly. They probably make more money through commissions than they do actual work.
Right.
Frank Miller,
but also
has just started an OnlyFans account.
No. But all I'm saying is it sucks that Brett Booth was only getting $200 a page.
Right, and he's a known guy.
But
and
I guarantee you.
Imagine what an unknown artist is getting paid. He's getting paid too.
Right.
Yeah, $100, if that, or 90, depending on if they want to lowball him. You know what I mean? So
let's move it along.
But then you have guys like Greg Capullo that are probably making at least double or triple that per page.
Yeah, but he's done with DC now. So
yeah. But let's move. What you guys pick? Yeah, Rando, pick up anything? Read anything new? What you pick up?
Yeah, I was going to show off the books that I got in the shipment.
Show them off.
We got the Batman Fear State.
The
newest
Batman Fear State.
What you think of the thing, the story wise and whatever?
Sandman.
Oh, and I got to show this off too. I'm picking this up on Tuesday.
Snyder Cut
on Blu-ray. So I know Fear State is basically the last Tinian big story before he's gone, and he's off to Substack.
A lot of them are off the Substack, right?
Most
of them. Most of the guys from DC. The well-known names.
Black Manta miniseries.
Black Manta.
Justice
League,
Infinity.
Infinity. Is that a
Which
Tony
this is
Daniel
fun. Like,
cover?
if you're a fan of the animated series, like that's such a
Oh.
fun comic to read.
The Black Manta one, is that what the hell is that lady's name again? That I freaking hate. I forget that damn lady's name. That does covers.
Black Man.
I don't know who does the covers.
But does it? It looks like why can't I think of this lady's name? The one that looks like Crown all the time, like a little kid draws on
Peach
the cover.
Momoko?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
No, she's exclusive to Marvel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
I think that's so funny. You said her shit looks like little kids' drawings.
Yeah.
Because I've been saying that for years.
I've never liked them. I've been like,
anybody likes Peach Momoko, you're out of your minds.
Certain covers is okay.
So I
Peach
believe
Momoko.
They're not even great.
I believe Batman Day is happening September 19th,
18th.
I think.
18th.
Or 18th, okay.
Yeah, it starts on Saturday.
Here are the free Batman comics that they're putting out. The Batman Night Watch. Get the Fortnite 0.
And watch that one be the one that everybody wants.
Yeah. Does this have the? Let me check real quick because I heard it's supposed to have a
code.
No, I don't see it.
If there's a code in it, read it online so everyone in the replay can get the code.
Yeah.
So that comic you have in your hand is worthless to the person that buys it.
I mean, it's free, so technically it's worthless.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it looks like it's just a reprint of issue.
Not
1.
according to those dollar bins at comic conventions. All those free comics in there for $1.
And then we have this nice Lee Bermejo, Brian Azzarello, Batman the World.
Batman the World.
I think that's the only one I'll probably pick up because it's
Batman?
Azzarello.
So is DC putting any Batman titles out? I don't know.
No, because it's Batman Day in 2 weeks.
Get a little sneak peek.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this! Look at this beautiful Bane.
That's probably the only one I'm gonna pick up because.
Is there any bat cock in there?
Or a bat boob in there?
Well,
it's Bermejo, so I didn't know.
Yeah.
And it looks like they got some other artists, and they're showing off like different types of Batman or different drawings of Batman from people around the world. So that looks pretty cool.
Captain likes Peach.
This I bought. I haven't watched it yet, just because I've been slacking. So I'm looking forward to watching this. The Mortal Kombat Legends. This is my Shang-Chi movie.
You haven't watched it yet?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
My Shang-Chi movie is called Enter the Dragon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or mine's The Last Dragon.
Actually, I haven't even seen Enter the Dragon.
Actually, my favorite Shang-Chi movie is Big Trouble in Little China.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
That's everywhere.
May the
That's
wings
mine.
of liberty
I grew up on
be
it.
free or something like that, or I forgot what the line was.
Yeah.
May the wings of liberty always fly free.
Anthony, you pick up anything this week?
Yeah, I did. From the stores, as I showed you, I picked up Wonder Girl.
All right.
Probably be my last issue because it starts out with Joelle Jones doing her thing.
Uh-huh.
And in the last 5 pages, the art changes and someone took over. So
yeah, they do that a lot though. They've been doing that a lot with all the books. Like Black Cat, they did it like that, and like 3 different artists in Black Cat.
And I picked up Spawn because McFarlane did the cover, and
nice.
And again, the artwork is still good inside. The artwork is being done by a guy named Carlo Barberi.
Barberi looks like almost like
yeah, Carlo's been doing work for a long, long time.
Well, he's got a great image look, so I like it, and it looks like old Spawn. You know, he's got he's got the cool Tony Daniel, Greg Capullo look going on there. I like it.
I always felt like his art style reminded me of Roberto Ramos a little bit.
I got AOK'd this Giant Size Fantastic Four #5. It's reprinted stories, I guess, but it's all late Kirby stuff.
That's cool.
And Fantastic Four and the Inhumans and Black Panther fighting Psycho Man, Molecule Man, a whole bunch of shit. Anyway, giant size Fantastic Four, 50 cents, way back in 1970 something, 71 or something. I got that, and then someone also sent me this beat up copy of Orion and the New Gods.
Nice.
Jack Kirby shit, man. Talk about storytelling and art.
Right.
Jack Kirby, for all you kids out there.
Kirby did a lot, man. Could do, what was it, like 4 books or something like that in a day?
Hey, motherfuckers, listen. Jack Kirby created the whole Marvel universe.
No, I know that. I'm just saying, but
with a number 2 pencil. Period.
Yeah, nobody can top him because he can actually do more than one story.
But more importantly, Misty America #1 is in my fucking hands. Here's one cover. Mm-hmm. These aren't prints. These aren't copies. These are the real books.
No, yeah, we know.
These aren't prints. They're 24 pages each. This is my favorite cover, the basic white cover. And I like my old school Marvel parody cover.
I like the basic white one where you can actually do
I can do some remarking on it. I can maybe draw some mustaches on her. Yeah. And you'll see these are not approved by the Comics Code Authority.
I like that. I like how you have them on there.
Not approved. I got the old classic Marvel Indicia.
I like
made
that.
in the USA. I got her in the little in the little bar. Made in the USA, motherfuckers. I don't print my shit in Canada. Don't print my shit in China. The campaign is closed, so you people like the 2 on the list who didn't back me on Indiegogo, too bad.
All right, I'm gonna see you at the show.
But look, I got trading cards. Look, I got real trading cards. I got 7 total, and they're numbered, and they have all the facts about the characters on the back. Here's an Asian character called Mitsuki Yamada. She's Japanese, though. She's number 5 in the collection. We got some trading cards with ass on it. Imagine when I was a kid, we would get Wonder Bread. You would buy Wonder Bread because they had Star Wars cards in it and Battlestar Galactica. And believe it or not, we used to have Kiss cards, even the band Kiss. Anyway, look at these trading cards. The first time I ever did trading cards.
Nice.
All numbered with all the facts about the characters. And by the way, I'm like Captain Comics was a backer. And Captain Comics, your mail is going out on Tuesday. I would send it out tomorrow, but it's Labor Day and there's no mail. But I ended the campaign last week. I got the books Friday. 3 days later, I'm fulfilling. I have 27 backers total, and they're all going out.
Okay, that's cool. Like I said, awesome, I got sick during when you campaigned anyway. So money wise, is But I'm still
I lost a lot of money with all the promotion I could have been doing on the show, but that's all right.
But that's not That's COVID.
I'm very happy that the campaign went well.
Yeah.
And I hope, and I can only imagine that each campaign you do after that will do slightly better, if not more.
I did $1,539.
Yeah. Oh. I think your original goal was $500, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I blew past 500 the first day.
Good.
Yeah.
And I actually made about $300 on the last day. So it's that middle time that's a problem. Also, I was actually supposed to appear on some major shows with 35,000 viewers.
Yeah.
And I got sent an invite on a Monday night, and I decided not to look at my phone and to actually work on the book about 4 weeks ago. And I missed an invitation by a big, huge YouTube guy, and I blew it because I guarantee if I would appear, he was actually inviting me to appear on the show.
Yeah.
And boy, what a thing. I imagine I would have maybe got a good 20, 25 backers more out of it. That's how big his viewership was. And
did you get back with him and say, hey, I want to join again next time?
He never returned my message after that. And he launched a book on his own. So he was promoting like smaller creators, and I just missed it. And it's,
Yeah.
I mean, he sent me a tweet message saying, "Hey, join my StreamYard tonight." And then I saw it the next morning, and I'm like, "Oh, fuck."
Yeah, but you have to. Yeah, but you were working on your book anyway, so
I know. So,
but
whatever.
it's
Like,
you
there'll
know?
be plenty of other opportunities down the road.
I'm not worried about it. Let me tell you something. Fulfilling 27 backers is a lot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And you're doing it yourself. You're not.
and I'm doing it myself.
Yeah.
It's not
And
like
you're not like a
got
Brian
help.
Polito where he has a whole freaking
Right.
army to
So-
you know.
So even that shit, like, you know, earlier today I had all my boxes on the floor with all the issues, and I learned a big thing now. 2 big things.
What's that?
If you're a and this is a input for creative types who want to do their own Indiegogo or Kickstarter campaigns, don't offer posters. And B, don't print too many books because you want to make money. It's so much easier to just, even though I'm going to make a lot less money in the long run, 2 or 3 variant covers, and that's it. Don't offer a lot of incentives. And by the way, I don't know if you guys saw, but I had $100.
Yeah,
I had $100 backing thing. And by the way, I got 6 of them. $600. I offered to draw original pieces of art for all those people. I did 5 of them. I only have 1 left. But that's like doing.
That's the one I was looking at, and I'm like,
why didn't I just offer original art? I could have maybe even like from the book. I would have already had the art done. So you learn mistakes,
right?
But,
you learn from your mistakes, though. Yeah, next time
you got to learn. You know?
Yeah. That was your first campaign, so.
You know what some people do, and I think it'd be awesome if you gave it a try. One, you already have a successful campaign,
right?
You know, so like there's people that double dip. You know, like I know you did yours through Indiegogo, but if you actually attempted to do yours on Kickstarter, you already have it complete. You already have it done. You could just say, "Hey, $100 is my goal."
The problem with the Kickstarter double dip, and we haven't got into this, but there's
let's get into it now.
I'll say it right off the bat.
Yeah.
There are people online that will not support you if you go on Kickstarter.
Oh, okay.
All right. Period. And it has something to do with the independent creators, whether it's Comicsgate or not.
Right.
There are like creators like John Malin, who, by the way, is the gentleman I was speaking about who is going to have me on his show.
Right.
Yeah.
They have been discriminated against on Kickstarter because of affiliations. And that's all I'm going to say. And Kickstarter, yes, you guys are talking about Coke and Pepsi. Well, I'd rather be on Pepsi and not get hassled by people.
Right.
Because I don't talk.
See, I didn't know that part of it. I didn't know the Kickstarter part of it.
I don't talk about political ideology or anything else.
Right.
But there are woke people running Kickstarter that, although almost all of Kickstarter is bad girl adult themed comic books, there are people that will totally not buy from me if I go on Kickstarter, and I don't want it. I don't want the hassle. And it's unfortunate.
I'm just confused. Are you saying that there's people that support you through Indiegogo?
We're trying to say
that
if you go on Kickstarter, they're like, "Screw you, man. We're not going to support you."
No. That's not it.
Only.
Not it.
There's gatekeeping going on in Kickstarter that I personally don't like either. Okay, that's it.
Okay.
That and it's.
But I mean,
it's documented.
There's also going to be people on Kickstarter that would probably like your book as well.
I don't care about those people.
Huh?
Yeah, but I don't care about those people either. You understand? You can't please everybody. You can only please yourself. So if someone doesn't buy from me, first of all, on Kickstarter, and I have bought from creators on Kickstarter, you have to have a Kickstarter account or be signed in.
Right.
Indiegogo, you can be an anonymous person. You do not need to sign in. All you need is a credit card and an email address. You do not have to sign in, have an account or anything to be on Indiegogo. And to be honest with you, from a third party, I kind of like that anyway. I like Indiegogo more because of the way it's set up. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, no, I get that. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know. You have the opportunity to get more followers and make more sales. Like, again, you already have a successful campaign.
Right.
You lose nothing. You lose absolutely nothing by going on Kickstarter. You know, it just sounds like based on the details that you gave me.
If you
it's
don't,
like,
it's
meet more work or more hassle.
No,
it is more
but the
hassle and more work.
Kickstarter.
Here's
but
the
ki-
deal. My last comment, and it has nothing
Okay.
to do with my philosophies on either. Kickstarter, your goal, which would be, say I set the goal of $500. If I don't reach it, I get nothing. Period.
Right. Which is
Indiegogo, you get, no matter whether you reach your goal or not, you get the funds.
Yes, no, I'm familiar with it. Yeah.
So there's no risk whatsoever of disappointment or credit cards or any of that. So that's all.
Right. But that's why I'm saying you already have a successful campaign. So even if you set it at $50 or $100 at Kickstarter,
we'll see. I just don't. It's guys.
It's not like you're setting a $500 or like I'm more than confident that you would get, because two things it would do for you, right? Let's say you set it at $100, right?
Right.
Exposure. It's just advertising and exposure. Like I said, there's probably people on Kickstarter that are like, "Who is this guy?" Like, "Oh, wow, this is a cool idea. This is a cool book."
Sure.
Like, I'm just saying, like, like that's like, I made a movie, but I don't want to advertise my movie in China.
I totally get it, man.
Make it here in the United States.
You're making a good point.
Yeah, we got it.
It's just it's a lot of work, even creating pages on this
because
stuff.
the big thing is, Randall, you're not the one fulfilling it.
Oh,
Anthony is the one fulfilling it. It's gonna be more work for Anthony.
and keep in mind, my Indiegogo campaign, I voluntarily closed it. I could have kept it open forever and acted like it's a store and always sold. But I printed my book. I'm done with it. It's time to move on to another campaign. That's all.
No, I know.
That's how it works,
Right.
And Kickstarter, I just I don't like it has nothing to do with their politics about politics. I don't like their politics on gatekeeping in the comic book industry. So I don't want anything to do with that label. That's all.
Okay.
My preference.
Your
all right, all right, guys. Let's see what I picked up this week.
Please.
Yeah.
Good. And he just leave.
Going, Jeff.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. He's like, all right, guys, let me go get my stuff.
To be fair, the StreamYard buttons are very small, and our fingers are bigger than them. So when you get that thing, it's very easy to leave. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I hit the wrong button.
I was explaining to Randall that the StreamYard menu buttons are very small.
Yeah.
And it's really easy. They make yourself bigger, and they leave
broadcast
right
next to each other.
Right next to each other. So
yeah. So I picked up Vengeance of Vampirella.
Nice.
Yeah. The Ben Oliver cover. I picked up this one. I'm kind of curious. I haven't got a chance to read it, so since I got Monday off, I might be able to read some stuff. So, gonna read that. Dark Ages. Kind of interested in it. Kind of see where it goes.
Ooh, you picked up a Marvel book.
Yeah, one Marvel book. And then I picked up Geiger. Been enjoying Geiger. And then I picked up a heavy metal book or comic. I've been picking it up. I always get her name wrong. Tarana or Tarana.
Heavy metal.
Yeah. And then I got like we were talking about, Perillo. Vengeance of Vampirella. But yeah, there's going to be a Vampyverse now. Like, what is it? Vampirella. After this book ends, it's going to be Vampirella. Like Red Sonja verse. It's going to be Vampyverse. So, and then, and I picked up Jim Lee's book bag.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I got pockets for pens, pencils. Like you can fit if you're an old school guy, what's that book again? That called comics. No. Yeah, the book that you can look up prices on, price guide.
Comic guide.
Yeah,
Comic guide.
you can actually fit a guide in here. At
Yeah.
least
Maybe
a
like a
guide in
Overstreet?
here, and you can fit an Overstreet in here and a notebook.
Or a copy of manga. A couple
Yeah.
copies of manga could fit
Yeah, a
in there.
couple of copies of manga could
Or
fit
a
in there.
DVD.
Or a DVD. And then let's show you guys. Well, since I'm bigger, to show you guys the pockets in here. So pockets, there's pockets up in there. So you see the pocket?
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's his artwork on the interior, right?
Yeah, his artwork on the interior. Big pockets for normally like laptop or something if you're going to the show.
What's the artwork? Is it licensed characters?
Looks like Batman almost.
Okay, so that's not a DC thing, but it's got Batman in it, huh?
Yeah, it looks like Batman. Yeah, it's Batman. It's pretty much Batman. Like, but you can't really tell. It's like shadows of Batman, pretty much.
I got you.
See it? It's like almost like shadows of him. So you can't really like. And then big pockets. They got like three pretty much little pockets. 1, 2, 3. No, actually 4 little pockets, and you can fit like four slabs. But you can fit like 2 slabs in each pocket. 3 is pushing it, but yeah, then you got 3 front ones, and then the middle one you can fit one, at least like a portfolio. If you try to put 2 portfolios in here, it won't fit. But you can pretty much put raw books in here too. But the big pocket, like if you pick up a magazine slab, the only pocket that's gonna fit it is the big one. It's the big pocket for the laptop. I tried. I was curious of what would fit.
Yeah, I think that bag's really designed for people who are artists.
Right.
It's a really cool bag. I thought about getting one, but I don't really draw. So I was just like,
no, it's not. It's not an artist bag. It's this bag is made for con. It's a con bag. The other bag, there's another 2 bags that he has are made for them.
Yeah, because if you have an artist bag, it needs to be 11 by 17 or 12 by 18 format.
Yeah.
So that you have that inch over.
So this is the con. This is the con one. There's 3 other bags on that site, but
okay.
I got mine at Nordstrom Rack for half the price that they were charging. They were charging $200-300 for his bag. This bag only cost me $70 at Nordstrom Rack, so I sent it out to everybody that's a comic guy that I knew.
Nice,
because, dude, even if you go to the shop and if you go to the shop every day, having a book bag that can actually support books in a bag, and it's actually made for books.
I got lucky. My dad had this bag, and I think it was designed. It was more for like to carry camera equipment. So it worked out perfect where I had to like slide the comics and because I would take that bag when I worked with CBCS. We went to conventions because every once in a while I got to walk away from the table and go like shop and get some books, and it was just perfect. Just putting those books in there. Hey, what's up, William?
What's up?
Yeah. So I honestly sent it out to everybody but some of the guys got it for cheaper than I did, but that's still cheaper, a lot cheaper than what it's going for.
You can get a backpack for $21.
No, I know that you can get a bag like that, but this bag is actually made for cons. You know what I mean? It's actually built for cons. Like this pocket could be a water bottle pocket, but it's made for a print. Like if you roll up your print, or if you have a print tube, it's actually made for the print tube. Yeah. Yep. And I found another pocket for a cell phone pretty much it's deep enough for your cell phone. Your cell phone or a wallet can fit in here.
Yeah.
So
I do want to get a nice like travel bag because they're starting to make bags now where you can put in they have like cables so you can actually charge. You can charge your phone. You can charge.
Those are expensive. I've looked at them. Those things are expensive as hell.
Yeah, but I mean, those are like so cool.
But I've looked at, like Anthony was saying, I actually looked at a couple of his artist bags. The artist bags are kind of neat. I mean, honestly, but like he has one for maids, especially for 11 by 17, like Anthony's, like if you were taking your portfolio or if you were taking, it's actually made for it. And then he's actually had a couple of them where like this bag, if it had ink in it or if it had some type of spill inside the bag, it's actually waterproof, and it's actually like it won't seep through the bag, because he's actually had an incident happen where stuff actually seeped through. It actually damaged some stuff, damaged some pages that he did before. So yeah, that stuff. Yeah,
bottle of this causes some problems.
Yeah, and a big thing is pressure from the plane actually exploded a couple of them. He said in a bag that he had. Yeah.
Wow. And then you need another bottle of this to cover it.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we forgot to mention. Did anybody watch the new What If episode this week?
I haven't watched it yet.
I saw the third one with the.
I watched the third one, yeah.
But I didn't see the Doctor Strange one yet.
Yeah. Well, everybody's saying the Doctor Strange one's gonna pull at your heartstrings. That's what I heard.
Keep watching Stargirl on the CW though. It's great.
Yeah, it's been great. I've liked it.
So much deep Justice Society stuff. It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. That's one.
If you like Justice Society of America,
but my thing is, it's because it's Jeff Johns right now, and he's a big fan of them, so I'm not surprised. You know what I mean? I'm honestly not surprised at all.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think he's writing every episode, but I know he's producing it.
But I'm just saying.
He didn't write the last one, but he wrote the one before that. But he's the executive producer. He's everything on it.
Yeah, so he pretty much has say so if he wants it in there or not. You know what I mean?
I noticed a couple of episodes of either Stargirl or another CW show were being directed by Leah Thompson. Is that the same Leah Thompson from Back to the Future and Howard the Duck? She's directing. She's directing a lot of CW superhero shows. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
I think she has all the right moves.
I wouldn't mind seeing. Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing the Marvel Howard the Duck in some in actually his own movie. You know what I mean? Yeah. Before he got caught by the damn collector and collected.
What I love about like my buddy Marco, he talked about how you have when you're a director and you're directing for television shows, you get to direct a certain amount of episodes per season. And on average, I think depending on the show, like some of these directors might even get paid somewhere between $50,000 to $100,000 just for directing one episode. And one thing I learned about Warner Brothers when I went to go to the DC trip,
where you got your wine bottle thrown away, or orange juice or whatever it was. Yeah, where you had to throw that bottle away.
The fucking airport security, like, sorry, we got to keep your fucking collector's bottle.
But how big was the bottle though? Because the bottle, the bottle overseeded the bottle.
It was small, but they said it was just big enough. The ounce was just big enough that they said we can't allow it. But thankfully, somebody found a bottle and they mailed it to me. Okay. So I was able to have a bottle to go with the set. Somebody was kind enough to do that for me. It was awesome.
Well, next time you know to ship it off.
Yeah. Next time I'll remember. Like if I get something like that, I need to head to post office and mail it to myself. Mm-hmm. But anyways, the cool thing about Warner Brothers, when we were walking the Warner Brothers lot, one of the people pointed out, he's like, "You see that office over there?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "That's where people get to go to train." Like if you're employed with Warner Brothers, but you want to move up in the company and you want to work at a different position, you can go there and you can train. And then I heard that one of the trainings is you can train to be like an assistant director, which leads into a director. So you get to direct episodes for any Warner Brothers television series. So like the CW, obviously pretty much all those shows are made by Warner Brothers. So like it would be cool just to get a small job at Warner Brothers and go through the training and then end up getting to work as a director and then getting to direct some of the episodes for some of the DC CW shows. Like that would be just like freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm. Like go get a job over there at Warner Brothers. Go to California, man. Go with
Yeah.
go with Marco.
It's in Burbank, man. It's in Burbank, so
You've been there already. It's expensive, but you've been there already. So
yeah. Oh no, me and Marco,
Mhm.
we've talked about it because he's thought about moving to California. He's lived in California before.
I have
So
too. So
yeah.
it's like it's not the greatest, but it's.
Oh yeah, no,
I like the
I
weather,
wouldn't
but
even.
that's mostly it.
Yeah, the cool thing is that obviously they have some cool events. Like somebody on TikTok mentioned that John Williams was performing live, and I guess somewhere in Los Angeles, and he was performing live doing one of the live orchestra shows. And I just thought to myself, like,
So,
how cool is that? You get to see the greatest
right. All right, Randall.
composer.
Randall, any movies you're looking forward to?
Movies I'm looking forward to. Red Notice. I saw a trailer recently on Netflix. Looks great.
Uh,
Dwayne Johnson.
Anthony, have you
Ryan
seen the
Reynolds.
Red Notice trailer yet? The Dwayne Johnson one. What'd you think?
I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm actually more interested in Gal Gadot in it because she.
Well, we're all interested in it.
Well, no, but you know what? She looks like she's the villain,
Yeah.
and she looks like someone's actually writing her interesting things to say.
Right.
In
Yeah.
Wonder Woman, she gets
She's
the
more fun
same
and charming.
cheesy. Yeah, she's a one-trick pony in that
Right.
role. But even her "Bye, Agent Walker," whatever. It looks like she's got some. It looks like there's some meat on that script for her. So
Yeah.
to get her out of that one faceted thing that we all see her as.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch it just because of
Ryan
her
Reynolds
part. Yeah.
looks like the same character he plays in every movie
Mhm.
ever,
Yep.
just
Just-
without a mask.
Pretty much.
And then The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, looks like the same role.
Same character as a.
Same.
He looks
So
like
I
Hobbs,
think
pretty much.
My take is that Gal Gadot will be the breakout of
Right.
that role
I
because
agree.
she's playing a villain.
Yeah.
Probably a sultry villain and with the handcuff line in it. So I think it'll be a different people will see her differently after this movie. Again, The Rock,
be a fun movie.
and The Rock and by the way, The Rock and Ryan Reynolds are fantastic, entertaining actors, but they have it's the same role in every film.
Yeah, it's one trick pony for them.
Even if you go back to Blade with Ryan Reynolds, it's still the same wisecracky. It's the same.
Yep.
It's like, it's all it. And again, he's very entertaining. I love him, but it's the same thing we've seen.
It goes in waves. And so, like, thankfully, Free Guy, like, I think people really, I haven't watched it yet, but I heard Free Guy was, like, really good. It was a real fun movie. They're talking about doing a sequel.
Good. I've been wanting to see that, and I haven't.
Yeah, I've been too. I've been wanting to see it too.
Yeah, but
I haven't watched it yet.
People obviously love Ryan Reynolds. They think he's funny. And so you put him with a couple other actors that are very well known and popular, and you kind of just build this chemistry, and people just are, they want to see something fun.
I'm looking forward to Dune.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like the director. I know I'm gonna like the movie, but I haven't personally been that impressed with the trailers.
I just, it looks like an experience. It looks visually like it's going to be great. I think it's, I'm not a Dune fanatic, but I know that it only covers half the book.
What?
But
Since we're bringing movies up now.
I've never read the book, so I can.
Right, I haven't never read the book, but I know that the movie looks interesting.
I do know that I went and saw the movie in the 80s, the David Lynch movie, and
I remember that one. Yeah,
and I had no idea what I was watching for like 2.5 hours. I had no clue.
I remember
3 hours.
Sci-fi.
I left that movie in the theater. I saw it in the theater when I was in high school. And I fucking had no idea what I watched. I was like, I don't know what that movie was about at all, even slightly. No, I mean, I had no idea. I watched it and I left the theater saying, well, it looked cool, but I had no idea what it was about. I don't know what the story was about after watching the film. So
I saw a TV movie of Dune. I guess it was like a sequel or whatever.
Yeah, there was a series, or like a six episode, and supposedly it was good. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I saw bits and pieces of it, and I was intrigued by it. I was like, "Oh, this looks interesting." And then I had heard there was a movie, and to this day, I still haven't seen the movie. I do want to see the original before I see the new one. That way, I
Well,
have,
go
like,
watch
you
the
know,
original.
I like to
Don't do
compare things.
Don't
So
do
it's
it.
like
Yeah, then don't do it. Yeah, like
Don't do it. It's
don't
not
do it. Yeah,
necessary.
you're gonna be
I know it's not
comparing.
necessary, but I mean, there's just something in me that's like, what movie did I watch? Oh, was it The Whole Nine Yards, or what's that movie with
You're talking about
Adam Sandler one.
yeah,
No, that's not Whole 9 Yards. That's The Longest Yard.
Yeah,
Longest Yard. Thank you.
And you went back and watched the Burt Reynolds film?
I did.
You're
And I enjoyed the shit out of the Burt Reynolds movie. It was a great movie.
Yeah, I bet you it was better than the Adam Sandler movie.
It's different.
Yeah.
Because the Burt Reynolds film was more serious. I loved the Adam Sandler movie just for all the humor, just the camaraderie, everyone coming together.
Well, if you ever want to watch the original Suicide Squad, it's called The Dirty Dozen, and it came out in 1968.
I remember seeing bits and pieces of The Dirty Dozen. I remember liking what I saw, and I'm wanting to sit down. Like the only reason I saw bits and pieces of it was because back in the day, I used to watch most of the movies on TV.
Yeah,
on cable. Like
we all did. We all did.
If it wasn't for The Dirty Dozen, there would be no Suicide Squad. It's like,
oh sure, I agree.
Exact.
I agree. So I'm trying to think of other movies that are coming out that I'm looking forward to.
Well, I want to see. Hey, I saw the new blue suit on Aquaman. I want to see that now.
Blue suit.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I want
for a great action figure.
Yeah.
I watch anything with Jason Momoa.
Okay.
Anybody see that Netflix movie, Sweet Girl?
I haven't. I'm getting.
It's on my
really
good. Oh,
it's on my queue list.
Okay. I want to watch his show on Apple TV.
Or C or whatever it's called. C.
Yeah. The new season.
But anyway,
he's battling Dave Bautista.
On a non-superhero related note, non-nerd note, go watch Sweet Girl on Netflix.
Yeah, it's actually a good movie.
You will not be disappointed in the movie. It's just very surprising.
I heard mixed reviews.
Yeah. The one I thought interesting news about the movies wise is they're coming out with another Expendables, but they actually asked Jackie to play a villain, and he actually declined. He said no. He actually said no.
Doing another Expendables movie, like good for
Jackie. Jackie
Chan. Yeah. Chan actually said no because they said in an article he actually said no because he doesn't want to be perceived as a villain in anything. So or in life, pretty much.
What? Whoa! Wait a minute. He doesn't want to be perceived as a villain. Did you see him in that movie where he was with Pierce Brosnan?
Yeah.
And his daughter was.
But that's what he. But he's.
And by the way, I forget that. What is that movie called? The Terrorist or the Citizen? Foreigner. That movie is fantastic. Fantastic.
But he says he's an anti-hero in that one.
Oh, okay.
But because he doesn't want to go complete villain.
I was watching this while fulfilling orders earlier.
Mm.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love Jennifer Love Hewitt. I think they had great chemistry on that movie.
Mm-hmm.
The Tuxedo. This is Iron Man. This is the origin story of Iron Man. The Tuxedo.
But what's hilarious is I remember hearing Jackie Chan saying, like, apparently he complained. He's like, Jennifer Love Hewitt was a bad actress on that movie or something like that.
Whatever.
I remember him saying something like that, and I was just like, ooh. And like Jackie Chan's like one of the nicest guys, so when he says something like that,
he's actually not. You guys
so many people in Hollywood talk bad about Jennifer Love Hewitt. Come on.
No, but he's actually not. He's actually not a good. If you actually know some of his backstory, he's not a great guy.
No, he's not a super guy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's a great stuntman, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
he was in Shang-Chi, he'd be doing all his own stunts.
That'd be interesting to see if he hey, there's a sequel. You never know. They're gonna need more Asian actors. So if there's a sequel coming, so there's probably gonna be a Shang-Chi 2.
That guy, not even for Marvel.
You never know.
He's gonna be the voice. He's gonna be the voice of Fing Fang Foom.
Oh, you know what? Jackie Chan, he will be Shang-Chi variant. He'll be the variant of Shang-Chi. He'll be a different Shang-Chi from another universe. He'll be old man Shang-Chi.
Don't even joke about it.
Is Marvel setting bad juju in the world? Because as soon as they started doing variants, then we started getting variants of the pandemic of this COVID.
Yeah.
And no, the variant of the COVID happened before they put out Loki.
All right.
So.
Well, then the end game. You shouldn't call a movie Endgame then.
Yeah, because they sent bad juju out.
Where you wipe out half the population. Probably not
Speaking
a good thing.
Speaking of Endgame, I read an article that the Russo brothers were in talks of doing another Marvel movie.
Not anymore.
Because of the lawsuit with Scarlett Johansson and the way Disney is handling it. The Russo, all they said is that they've halted talks until the whole thing is resolved.
Dude, it's still going. Nobody's actually came out and said, peace. And then,
was that her voice? Was that her voice in the What If? Was that her real voice?
I wonder.
I don't know. I have to go double check.
Yeah, me too.
I think it was. But anyways, the Russo brothers hinted a while back after they did Infinity War and Endgame, because people were like, "Are you guys going to come back and do Marvel?" And they're like, "Probably not." He's like, they said, "However, we would come back to do like maybe a Secret Wars movie or something like that, So like all these, I think because of the whole, they're setting up the multiverse, and there's going to be a multiversal war. The multiversal war is going to be the Secret Wars. That's how they're going to set it up as. And so that's why I think they were in talks with the Russo brothers, because they're like, hey, we're going to probably end Phase 4 or end Phase 5 with Secret Wars, and, bring back the Avengers, and then boom, Secret Wars, So I think a lot of people would be very happy to see that. Like, we would probably get Chris Evans coming back. We would get Robert Downey Jr. coming back, because there's other Iron Man, there's other Captain Americas,
right?
So to bring them back for another huge,
so they're gonna bring Tom Cruise as one. Tom Cruise as freaking Iron Man, because originally he was in the talks for it.
There's a movie I'm excited for, Top Gun. It got pushed back to next year.
What? But why did it get pushed back to next year?
I think it was Tom's decision. He basically said, let's do Memorial Day. Let's do Memorial Day, Top Gun 2. It's a kind of a smart business decision, because he's going to have two movies back to back. So originally in May was supposed to be the new Mission Impossible movie. But by pushing Top Gun to May, then Mission Impossible will be coming out in like September, I think. So he's going to have like two big, big action hit movies back to back. So like 2022 is the year of Tom Cruise. It's like,
well, it's about time.
So like it's the year of DC, and it's the.
I hope they make Tropic Thunder too.
That would be nice. I would love to see Ben Stiller come back. I think Ben Stiller is kind of done.
Ben Stiller's done.
Yeah.
Political correctness and wokeness would never allow him to come back like that.
Yeah, anyway, but he got a hot wife. That's all that counts, right?
If he comes back, he has to apologize for everything he did in all those films. Yeah. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with it. It's funny as fuck. And that's all they're for. They're not supposed to be serious. It's satire. That's the biggest problem, guys, with the world.
Right now, satire comedy is gone, because we can't do it.
People don't understand the art of satire. It's gone. Right. I don't even think in school, and when I mean school, I mean collegiate academia. I don't even think they even study satirical work anymore. It's all, if you say it, it's literal, and that's what you mean. That's not what you mean. It's satirical is satirical, and it's an art form that's really, really gone. I see people going back, and when I say people, I'm not being politically correct or insensitive, people are even attacking. I see people attacking the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie, where he's wrestling and he looks down and he says, "Did your husband buy you that whatever or whatever?"
Yeah.
Come on, guys! It was like it's 23 years ago. It's stereotypical. There's nothing that he said that you wouldn't say on Will and Grace. Okay, let's just relax.
And you know what's funny? You know what's funny is there's people that would probably make the argument of saying, listen, the real problem is that the Macho Man got upset when Tobey Maguire made the comment, right? He got upset because he's homophobic.
But his name is the Macho Man. That's the point.
Exactly. Well, I mean, not in the movie, but like in his personal life.
But it's still that's the point. It's
I know.
Macho and anti-macho.
Yeah, no, they take it, they blow it out of portions, because it's like
everybody taking everything so literal everywhere. Hey, speaking of literal and blowing something out of point, big Marvel guy Al Ewing came out and said, I am repulsed by all the anti-Semitic things that Joe Bennett, the artist of the Hulk, is doing, and I refuse to ever work with him again.
Why would you even come out and say that? Because you're gonna eventually have to work with some of these people.
I don't know. That seems weird.
Or see them at cons. That's the weirdest part. You're gonna have to see them at a con.
I don't know, unless Joe Bennett's going to work at Substack too. I don't know. I mean, Al Ewing's going to work at Substack too. It was a really weird look on Al Ewing to do that. I thought it was odd.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. It's like half of these guys are gonna have to see each other at cons. You know what I mean? These guys are big names. They're gonna have to see each other.
They'll just ignore each other.
No, I understand that, Randall, but it's still stupid, man. It's like, if you're working for the big two, or let's just say they were working for, one. Yeah, it's like,
look, people wanted to know, hey, why aren't you working with this guy? Right. And Al just came out and gave his honest opinion.
Okay.
He was okay while he was working with him all that time. It was okay though. Now that they're not on the book together, he comes out. I just think it may be a little too late. It was weird. It was a weird look on Al Ewing's part, I thought. That's it. Sure. Nothing said about
that's the group that did the Mortal Hulk together, right?
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's a good topic. Here's another topic, but then freaking what was it? Walking Dead guy. And the original artist, got in the same type of deal, man. Like they didn't like each other, and then they got in the same type of deal. Kurtman and Tony Moore were, or like if they're at a con.
No, the whole issue between the two was over money.
Right. Oh, okay.
Tony is listed as co-creator.
Oh, okay.
But he only did like the first 6 issues.
Okay.
And he was basically complaining like, hey, Kirkman's making so much money. Right. I should be getting a substantial more amount than what I'm receiving.
Right.
And so of course, you got a lawyer up, and the lawyer's got to fight to get
more. I didn't know. I thought it was more than money. I thought it was like they didn't like each other's, same thing, like views and stuff like that. And
Tony's one of those artists, like he's a sequential artist, but I think he's reached a point in his career where he's like, I don't want to do that shit anymore. I'm tired. If I think he's made enough money off of the Walking Dead money that he doesn't even have to work, know? And sorry, I look like Anthony's going to say something.
No, it's all good.
Yeah. So because now that I think about it, I can't remember the last comic that Tony Moore put out.
No, he hasn't worked in a while there.
Yeah.
And speaking of creatives, if any of us go to see the Eternals whenever that opens, right?
Right.
Yeah.
If I go in there as a person that also creates things, if Stan Lee is in the credits next to Jack Kirby's name, there is absolutely no justice in the world.
Yeah.
I want to see. Wait, and by the way, I will also say this. if the movie starts, and when you watch certain characters, certain things on, especially on Disney Plus and stuff.
Yeah.
If something in the credits said, if the credits say characters created by Marvel Comics, I will never see a Marvel movie ever again.
Well, let's see. Let's see what happens.
If the name Jack Kirby
is nowhere in there,
big and bold, saying the Eternals created by Jack Kirby, because he's the only one that created them, I would be rather aggravated.
Well, what they're doing now too is that they add thanks to everyone that's worked on the characters.
Yeah, so, but that's the big thing is not everyone's worked on them.
And no doubt at the end, Neil Gaiman and John Romita Jr. should be thanked. But if it doesn't say the Eternals created by Jack Kirby, there is no justice for the Kirby family ever.
Yeah. But that's the same thing with the Batman stuff where they had to fight for Finger's name to be in. Yeah, for Bill Finger to be in anything. Now,
in fact, I think Batman v Superman was the first movie where he finally got credit.
Yeah, and but if you guys ever watch that damn documentary, it pisses you off.
It's just the idea that Jack, and it almost brings me to tears to talk about the fact that Jack was working so hard in his later years while Marvel was reaping the benefits of everything that he created is heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. It's just there's no excuse. There's none. I don't care if Stan Lee, still being the figurehead, I don't care if he even personally, like behind closed doors, said, I hate Jack Kirby. I don't care. If it wasn't for Jack's contributions,
you wouldn't have a Marvel right now.
The amount of money in the billions and billions of dollars that Marvel Comics and Disney now is making off of Jack Kirby's creations, shit that he made up in his fucking head. It is terrible.
So who do you think gives Jack Kirby more love, Marvel or DC?
I think Marvel will always give him more love because of what he created. DC, he came to afterwards. The New Gods, Dark Side, all that stuff.
Because my favorite.
Go ahead.
Sorry. My favorite Jack Kirby, in remembrance and love to Jack Kirby was from Superman the Animated Series.
Yeah.
So they created a character called Dan Turpin, and I never knew this, but people who knew Jack Kirby, they're like, "That's Jack." The character Dan Turpin was Jack Kirby.
Yeah.
In the Superman Animated Series, and so Dan Turpin's character gets killed in the episode.
Right.
And
the idea that when Fantastic Four 1 and 2 came out, Jack Kirby was, I think, still alive, or at least when the first one came out.
No.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, because Superman the Animated Series was in the mid-90s.
Yeah, Kirby died. Kirby died in the mid-90s.
I honestly wish he was. Honestly, he could have at least seen one of his creations be on film. That's what I would have wished for him. You know what I mean? It would have been nice to actually have him sit there and actually. Did any of them get?
He saw the whole TV show.
Right, that's it, man. Yeah, but that was it. Yeah. But I wouldn't. But big screen wise, like he actually see it. What's going on now? You know what I mean? He actually got to see, something that he created that made it.
But anyways, in the Superman Animated Series episode, so Dan Turpin gets killed, but this was literally after Jack Kirby had died in real life, and they dedicated the episode to him, and it was the New Gods. So it was Darkseid that ended up killing Dan Turpin.
Well,
and my favorite part at the end is when you see Superman, he's at the grave, and Superman's standing there, and he's like, in the end, the world didn't really need Superman, just a brave one.
Yeah.
You know, and then right after that cuts to credits, and he said dedicated to the king.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, everyone needs to give Jack Kirby love every day because,
oh, absolutely,
again,
absolutely.
like I said,
we wouldn't have anything. We wouldn't have Marvel at all.
He created the Marvel universe with a number 2 pencil.
Right.
And by the way, I'm never diminishing Stan Lee's credit to all the characters too, but Stan Lee may have helped with the name, but he actually created them. Like he actually physically manifested them out of his imagination.
Oh,
and
Kirby drew them.
And it is just unbelievable. And the worlds he built, especially and again, you know what I'm looking forward to before I die? A real Fantastic Four movie, a real cosmic Fantastic Four movie with, Silver Surfer done right and Dr. Doom done right and Galactus done right and even the family done right. And I'm sorry, guys. I know it's a hard thing for me to say, but leave the characters alone. Stop giving me African American and Asian and Indian and look.
If they're not Asian, they're not characters already. Just leave them be, man.
You're really pissing off a legacy or pissing on a legacy when you take characters that were created in 1962 and just swap them with just whatever the fuck you want for political correctness. Stop doing it. Just give me a blonde-haired Johnny Storm. And you know what? Just make the Invisible Woman invisible the whole time. And then we don't have to worry about what ethnicity she is.
Right.
Make her straight, please. Make her kind of interesting to read. There's no reason to be. Don't fuck with greatness, please. Just once, Marvel, Disney, please.
I'm huge on making sure that the adaptations are made as close as possible to how they were created. That's all I want. Give me that. If you want to create like an alternate universe, if you want to create a variant universe, then you want to make the changes there. That's fine. But give me at least first. Give me the authentic. Give me the original. The closest adaptation of those characters.
Carlito Classico. Maybe you can. Next week, maybe we can send you an invite.
Yeah. We'll send him an invite. We'll send Carlo an invite. Just hit me up on it. Yeah. Just hit me up on Instagram.
Yeah.
And, I'm down. Yeah.
And look, and he agrees with me, so I'm down.
Yeah. So So we'll have an even teal.
My whole thing is just you gotta. And by the way, that last Fantastic Four movie.
Wasn't horrible.
Let me rephrase it.
Not that one. I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about the pre.
No, but let me rephrase. I didn't care that Johnny Storm was African American and they were brother and sister by adopted parents. But then the rest of the movie you just fucked up. So, just make a good movie. I'm telling you, I've said it a million times, and I know it's not my original idea. I know Edgar Wright or whoever was thinking about it wanted to do it. I always say that it should be the most politically incorrect movie. You should actually have the Fantastic Four originate in 1962, Mad Men style, where you're smoking on airplanes and having cocktails and being womanizers and all that. And then just have them get stuck in a quantum, some sort of multiverse thing where they go from the past to the future. And because what I want to know is, it's just like the Eternals thing. Oh, all of a sudden there's new superheroes and no one ever saw them? Like Wonder Woman 1984? Oh, you mean we had these heroes, but you never heard about them because you didn't have newspapers or radio or TV, Or like the Red Guardian and shit and Black Widow movie. You're like, oh, really? We haven't heard of these characters? Or,
the really great thing. Yeah. Sorry. The really great thing that Marvel has done is they've done a really good job with their continuity. And the thing is, like, as the universe gets bigger and bigger, and then you're introducing these characters, and you're trying to say these characters existed back then, it's like you said, like, well, where were they? You know, you start making things a little bit more complicated. You start making things a little bit more difficult to the point where now you start adding levels of difficulty of trying to maintain that continuity.
I have a problem. I have a problem with the Tesseract appearing in most of the films.
Oh yeah.
I get confused. It was in Captain Marvel. It was in this. It was in that. It was in. Well, it doesn't add up. Some of it doesn't even add up. Yep. And the Tesseract was in the first Captain America movie. How did that thing? Because they said it was trapped in ice. Well, if it was trapped in the ice, how did Marvel have it? 10 years before you found Steve. How did that work then? You know, How did the cat have it in its mouth?
Right.
Did they, there's little things like that, like the Infinity Stone storylines. I don't understand at all, because then, they had it on Asgard for a while. So how many of the same Tesseract did you have in different places in the origin story?
They did confirm that the Tesseract in the Asgard was fake.
Okay. All right. But anyway, you see what I'm saying? Just that fact alone, the Tesseract's presence.
The Captain Marvel one,
in the Marvel early films.
That's in that, the like you said, Captain Marvel one is in the 90s.
Yeah.
But the Captain America one is frozen in ice.
I heard that they found the Tesseract in the ice. They just didn't find Captain America. Because remember in the Captain America movie, the Tesseract fell, and Steve was still flying the plane.
Oh yeah. It explained it in the Carter TV show. I forgot about that. Yeah, they said they found it. What was it? They found it like in the ice, but before they didn't know where Steve was, but they found that.
Yeah, they're like, we couldn't find Steve, but we found the Tesseract, and then of course they had it locked up, and then that's why I guess it showed up.
Now, see that, guys? Thank you for clearing that up for me.
Yeah,
because you know what? Sometimes when I go to sleep at night, I don't sit up worrying about COVID or the world.
I worry about
social justice. I sit and I think, how did the cat spit up the Tesseract in the 90s, but Steve didn't come out of the ice till the 2000s?
Yeah, I worry about the 10 rings.
Let's go back and watch Captain America 1 again, and then just wait till you see the Tesseract disappear, and then you're like, "Oh, okay." Because remember, they went looking for Steve's body.
I have watched it recently, but I forgot about that.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm getting a little tired. I didn't get home until like 7 a.m.
Who's got to work tomorrow?
I don't got to work. You?
Yeah, me.
You guys?
I do. So fuck both you guys.
All right.
Well, what you got? What you got coming up, Randall? Anything? You finally organized everything so you can do the show, the comic con or whatever.
No, still organizing. Still organizing.
Found anything interesting in the boxes?
No. These are all just recent stuff. This is just recent, like DC books that I've ordered over the past year.
Oh, it's not even the stuff in your storage, huh?
Oh no, I'm not going to touch that for a while. Like I really don't have the time. Work is going to be picking up pretty soon, so I'm going to be working some more hours again.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just the really tough part about running a comic book business is always getting new product every week. So when you're getting new product every week, your inventory your inventory continues to just grow and grow and grow and grow, and then you have I counted the other day. I think I have 100 short boxes here at the house. So with 100 short boxes, not all of them are comics. We'll say 90 of them are comics. So on average, there's at least 100 books per short box. So I'm looking at like 9,000 comic books. Obviously, a chunk of that is for my personal collection, and then the rest of it is just to sell. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and it's hard to do that work when there's not a lot of space. If I had a whole giant room to work on this, I'd be getting it done like bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, you would honestly, you could actually turn your office into it. Your office now.
Dude, right now there is here.
Oh.
Okay, you have all those boxes. Oh.
Yeah.
So you have all those boxes there, right?
Right.
Hold on a second.
I'm glad you had pants on.
Yeah. So you have all those boxes there, then those boxes there, and then I have, I think, at least. I don't know if you can see it from here.
Yeah, I see another box and boxes down there.
Yeah, yeah. There is probably like 14 boxes underneath that table. You know, so it's just, and then I have like, I don't know, 4 boxes in my room, and then I've got like a whole bunch of boxes.
How many you got in the? How many you got in the living room? I'm curious because if it's
in the living room, I think I have. Sorry, give me 1 second here.
You're good.
This is the worst porn I've ever watched.
Yeah, sorry, give me 1 second. Okay, here you go. I got it.
You know, at any time, Jeff could have helped you out and went to someone else on the panel.
Right. Just keep
purpose you did that.
We were fascinated in the train wreck of that camera positioning.
Yeah. You're
so excited. That's all. So that's all you got going on. So what you got going on, Anthony? Besides the end of your Kickstarter?
I got nothing going on. Nothing at all. I just want to tell everybody watching, all 2 of you, when you think that comics have nothing to give you anymore, pick up a 1970s reprint Jack Kirby issue and smell the paper. And look at Black Bolt and Medusa and the Inhumans and think about the TV series that they fucked up. And then just look at some of the storytelling from 40, 50 years ago and realize that everything you watch on that TV and movie screen came out of this. And DC stuff too. Just remember, things that are tied to the past are also informed by the past. And use that information to make a better future. You don't have to disregard the information. Just use it to be better.
So
and those are words to live by.
You getting ready for the Daytona show?
Yes, it's the Daytona Comic and Small Press Convention.
Okay.
It's September 18th and 19th at the Tommy Lawrence of Arabia Fairground building in DeLand.
Yeah, in DeLand.
18th and 19th of September. It's called Daytona, but it's in DeLand. And there'll be lots of small press people there. Wild Mercury Comics has a table off
a lot of people have the tables.
I'll be selling some original artwork too.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I want a Venerella.
I know you do. There'll be some Venerella pages for sale. So
all right.
And I'll have copies.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Misty America one will be there.
Later.
Oh my God. Well, leave the camera on him so we can see him walking away.
he popped out anyway.
What about you, Jeff? What do you got going on? Cantonese Comic Wednesdays?
Cantonese Comic Wednesdays. If I don't have to do adult stuff, like actually fix it, I'm actually remodeling the house a little bit. So if I don't have the adult stuff on Wednesday, you should get a Cantonese Comic Wednesdays live. If I don't, you know what I mean. But Extreme Nerd Table is coming back, and then the comic book G Spot show, the Nerdy Collective is actually on a little hiatus for a little bit until I believe the 18th. I believe he said the 18th, so we can so I can be back on it because I have to work 2 Saturdays in a row. So my second Saturday is next week. So by the 18th, when I go see Anthony in DeLand, Florida, at the comic show, and see everybody, Tom, our comic guy over there, and everything else. But that's pretty much what I got going on. No, I don't got much. Got more than some people.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll check you guys next week. Make sure to nerd out about stuff, and we'll see you later.